this weekend is International Women's Day. It's where the achievements of women around the world are celebrated. Jenny went to meet a group of kids in Manchester to find out how they're marking it.
Let's travel back to 1903. If you were a woman in the UK, you couldn't open a bank account, do certain jobs like become an accountant, a lawyer, or a member of the House of Lords.
And you couldn't vote to decide who should run the country or how the country should be run. But at this house in Manchester lived a woman called Emmeline Pankhurst, who played a big part in the fight for a woman's right to vote.
And here to learn all about her are some pupils from a local primary school that was actually opened by Emmeline Pankhurst. Her house has now been turned into a museum where visitors can take part in activities to learn about the Pankhurst family and life whilst they lived there. But first, it's time to get into character. So, what have they found out?
This table is where the suffragettes had their first meeting in 1903. The suffragettes were a group of women who fought for women to be able to vote. They got their name from the word suffrage, which means right to vote.
As part of their campaigning, the suffragettes used to carry out demonstrations that were sometimes violent. In order to get their voices heard, they would do things like smash windows, set fire to post boxes, or even chain themselves to railings.
Many people wanted women to be able to vote, but disagreed with the violent things the suffragettes did. Then, in 1914, the First World War broke out and many women took on jobs traditionally held by men. Emmeline Pankhurst helped with the war effort and encouraged other suffragettes to do the same.
Women proved themselves to be every bit as equal as men and were promised the vote after the war. In 1918, a law was passed and some women could vote in the general elections for the very first time.
But it wasn't for another 10 years that women had the same voting rights as men.
What surprised you about this visit today?
That I basically learned more facts than I could possibly handle. It surprised me how this was her house back then.
The outfits means, it has values of the meanings. So green means hope, purple means dignity, and white means purity.
It surprised me that not too long ago, women wasn't allowed to vote.
So why is it important to remember Emmeline Pankhurst's story?
So the Pankhurst story is one of commitment, of focus, of dedication to a cause. That's a really good reason to remember it. But it's also a story about how women in a domestic setting came together to form a super powerful network. And the idea that you can sit down with your friends and plan to change the world is a really important story, and one that I think we should all definitely remember.